your sewing machine, mirror shining clean, and her fitting room smell like sweet perfume. That man might have done you wrong. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Lord, her Lord. So make a joyful noise.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Kalisha Hanley, and I welcome you to the Community Action Network Black History Month Spotlight. The Community Action Network is a service organization of distinguished and influential women of color who are committed to making a difference through impactful programming through the Terrebonne, Lafourche, and surrounding areas. In this month of February, we embrace our culture. We want to highlight the richness and fullness within. On that note, we have spotlighting today the dynamic sibling duo, DJ and Lauren Rhodes of Rhodes and Rhodes Productions. I will start with DJ just giving some background information about him, then I'm going to talk about Lauren, and then we're going to jump right into it. DJ is a director, musician, performer, and a proud co-founder of Rhodes and Rhodes Production. He is the owner of D Rhodes Management, which serves as a music lesson, production, and agency company. DJ has played numerous roles in different shows in musical theater. Some of his most memorable roles are from Dreamgirls, CC White, The Color Purple, Mr. the on Once on the Island as Taunton Julian, and Les Miserables as Jean Valjean. And those are just to name a few. Within Rhodes and Rhodes, DJ is the co-creative director, the music director, the set designer, and the light designer. He is a strong actor with a creative true sense of creation and artistic development. DJ is currently pursuing a music industry degree from the illustrious Dillard University of New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay, next is Lauren. Lauren is a native of Thibodaux, Louisiana, and is the proud co-owner of Rhodes and Rhodes Productions. She founded the Rhodes and Rhodes production with her brother DJ. She has been singing, dancing, and acting since she was a little girl. Some of her most notable roles are Ada in Ada, Motormouth Mabel in Hairspray, Glinda in The Wizard of Oz, Rona Lisa Peretti in the Putman Country Spelling Bee, and Mama Yurley in Once on the Island. In recent years, Lawrence took up directing and found that directing and producing were her true passion. In Rhodes and Rhodes Productions, Lawrence serves as the co-creative director, head choreographer, and light designer. Outside of Rhodes and Rhodes, Lawrence helps direct and produce shows at Thibodaux High School, where she performed for 4 years. Now, Lauren is receiving her bachelor's degree in English from the illustrious Dillard University of New Orleans this May 2022. Okay, so those are our introductions. I welcome you, DJ and Lauren. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I'm going to start with something that me, my friends, I know many people in the community have been wanting to know. How did you guys get introduced to performing arts? From the singing, the acting, how long have y'all been doing it and how did you get your start?
Okay, so I'll start that one. So when it comes to performing, singing, things like that, Lauren and I actually got our start a long time ago. Music is actually ingrained in our family. We can go all the way back to how we sing Happy Birthday with our family. It's always been there. We got started in the church. My dad is a pastor, so we get started singing in like the choir, things along those lines. Lauren actually got her start performing in high school, I believe, or it might have been middle school. Lauren actually started. I got my start performing around the college area, mid-high school, but it's always been something that we've always done and something that we've always loved. So.
Okay.
So Oh, sorry.
No, no, no. I'm gathering information. So I mean, between middle school and high school, that's when you guys were kind of starting to get into the performing arts.
Yeah, so both of us have been singing for our whole lives. Like DJ said, we've been singing in church. For most of my life, I was dancing though, up until I got to Thibodeau High. And then as a freshman, I did my first real musical, which was Little Shop of Horror at Thibodeau High School with
I
under the
love that.
direction of Wade Rodriguez. So after that, we just kind of went straight into it. Both of our parents are performers. You know,
Mhm.
they have been traveling musicians as well. So it's just a whole family.
So this right here is it's a family thing. Your parents perform. Do they sing and act as well, or just in the singing aspect?
So they sing, and I would say they sing and act, mostly singing. Both my mom and my dad have toured and things like that vocally. But our first major production, actually, both of my parents were in it as well. So they performed in that show. They do a lot.
Okay. So I'm seeing that the whole family has talent. So how do you guys go from singing, dancing, performing with the high school, performing in church to starting your own production company, Rhodes and Rhodes Production?
So it's actually kind of funny because I can actually remember the day. My sister and I spent a lot of time together. We love each other very much, and we were just sitting down one day, and we were like, we enjoy doing the theater, we enjoy singing, we enjoy acting, and things along those lines. But I think we should start our own company. You know, uh, Lauren and I both have a visionary spirit. We watch different shows, we go to different shows, like at the Singer in New Orleans or even just local theater. And we think about like how we would do things differently or, what we would do the same. And, we just kind of have that visionary spirit. And we're just sitting down next to each other and we're like, what if we take that leap of faith and just try to do it ourselves? And that's where the idea came. and a lot of people kind of think that it's crazy that we just up and just started a company, but we had a dream and then we put it into effect like that. And we started off pretty small, but where we are now within our 4-year span period, we're very blessed and very grateful for where we are. We feel like this is still only the beginning, although we have been 4 years in.
Wow. I'm really loving that. And Lauren, I hear that you started having a passion for producing, being in behind the scenes with the producing and directing as compared to just being only in front of the cameras. When did you notice that passion and what did you do to start developing it?
So I would say that I started that in high school. I had the most amazing director in high school, Mr. Wade Rodriguez. He's still at Thibodeau High over that program, and I'm still a very big supporter of that program. And I now actually work alongside with him, directing and producing shows there. But during my senior year, was actually the first time I directed a show, which I directed A Raisin in the Sun. And that's actually when DJ started music directing because he came into Ohio and started doing music. And so just sometime, and then I guess as seniors, Mr. Rodriguez is very big on expanding outside of the stage. So each senior has an opportunity to either direct or stage manage, run lights. And I just kind of dove into doing it all because I had really just found a love of theater. And then from there, I was like, wow, like this is really where I like to be. I also, due to an injury, had not been dancing for a few years at that point. So I really, really developed a love for choreography because so all of our shows, I do the choreography for our shows and those kind of things. So I started that in high school as well, just doing choreography. And that's kind of where me and DJ became a duo because he was doing music and I was doing choreography. We were both kind of helping to direct. And then my senior year when we did Hairspray, me and him both kind of did it all. And we were just like, I guess that was kind of the budding moment for where I realized that I loved being behind the stage just as much as I enjoyed being on it.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me that it was such a blessing being under that strong leadership that you had while you're in high school. and just to be with someone that was so loving enough to not only mentor and teach you, but give you the space and opportunity that you guys can start just trying different things, find out what you like, and then for someone to pour into you and help develop those skills. So I'm hearing choreography. We're over the dancing and DJ. You had the music on lock. You were the one that did the music. And when you guys came together and both of you guys already could sing, you guys could already act, but you add choreography, you guys are doing the music directing, and then you guys have quite a production team right there. So many talents. Or should they say all the gifts are in the house? Everything that y'all need is right
Mhm.
there. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So
I think that one thing with our company that we spawned for that from that experience is that I think that's a very big way that me and DJ like to be as well now. So we offer a lot of opportunity for younger members of our group and even the older members as well to do things as well. So sometimes I'll have some of the younger girls create their own dance for some of the shows or block their own scene, or we have some of our other team members who will come in so that they can get an opportunity to see what it's like to direct, to choreograph, to teach music. We
yes.
thing that we do with our shows, which is be a director for a day, and each of the kids gets to decide if they're going to be me or DJ, and they get to be in either a music group or choreography group or directing group, and they just get to, really control rehearsal for the day. And I think that it spawned a lot of them to decide, wow, I like to do choreography as well. I like to do
Yes.
acting and just grow as a well-rounded performer.
You know what I'm really hearing and what I love is that Rhodes and Rhodes production, not only are you guys incredibly talented, but you guys are also giving back. You guys are giving other young people other opportunities so they can kind of find out, oh, do they have a niche for choreography? And I think that's so great to do great things and then always give back and try to help the next person along because developing characters helps all of us become better people. So it's been 4 years, and it's amazing because when I too am a big fan of Rhodes and Rhodes production, when I see what you guys do, I'm like, wow. When I found out that they are in college, and I'm like, they only been doing this for 4 years. You guys are amazing. And I
Thank
can
you.
only imagine being young, being that talented, and being in school, keeping up with schoolwork, and you still dealing with all of just the responsibilities that you get as being young adults. Please tell me, what are some of the obstacles that you guys have faced from getting started in your own production company all the way to now?
Um, yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I would say that for me, the biggest obstacle would be juggling the business as well as juggling school. And luckily for us, both Lauren and I will be graduating in May, and
Oh,
so
okay.
it's gonna be fun. We'll be right next to each other. They'll call
I
my
did.
name and then they'll call her name. So
Wow, I did not realize you were a graduate this May as
yes,
well.
yes, ma'am. We are both getting out of
Yes,
here, and we're very
yes.
excited. But yeah, I would say that doing both would be our biggest obstacle. College is not the easiest thing. It's a great experience. Being able to find yourself, discovering yourself, and what you want to do in this life, as well as taking care of a business as well. And our business takes place in Thibodaux, Louisiana, and we go to school in New Orleans. So the
Yes,
drive back and forth,
yes.
and we're very dedicated and very passionate about our business. So we take that drive every day or every other day to be able to do what we love, you know. But we have a great support system around us as well, with our family, with our friend group here on campus as well, to be able to help us with those things as it pertains to assignments or different things along on campus as well. So I would say our biggest obstacle, for me at least, is to be able to juggle school and the business.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Lauren.
I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say, for you, what do you find the biggest obstacle to be?
So I definitely agree that school has been an obstacle. I have always been a very ambitious person. So maintaining my GPA and working, but then also after the pandemic and everything, just kind of getting readjusted to life. What most people now know is that our dad also fell ill during that time. So my dad was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of cancer. He has multiple myeloma. And so dealing with that, having to get a job and just working and doing things outside of that. And I think what a lot of people don't talk about is like the mental aspect of success, you know,
Yes.
having to render yourself available to so many people. And I felt like me and DJ both became people who a lot of people were looking up to and counting on. And, some days were harder days, and it's just like, I don't know if I feel like doing anything today, or like, why are you doing this when the whole world just seems to be like, just doing what it wants,
Right. Yes.
in the wake of being in the lockdown, we were disconnected from the only thing that we love the most, which is theater. We weren't able to perform. And then you have everything going on with the political climate, the Black Lives Matter movement. Like I said, my dad being sick and us still having to do school. And so, like, mentally, I know that that was so challenging. But like DJ said, I'll tell you this. I know the spotlight is on me and DJ today, but we have an incredible, incredible team of people behind us, from our family and friends to our production team. So many of them who I don't even want to start naming them because I don't want to miss anybody, but a team of people who, without them, everything that we do would not be possible. And so, though it was an obstacle, it was definitely one that I feel like we were able to overcome. And I think that me and DJ having each other and having those people made it easier, because if there was a day where I was just like, I think I need to rest today, he's there, the team is there to go in and just get it done. If DJ felt the same, I'm there, the team is there to just go in and get it done.
That is so beautiful. And let me tell you, Lauren, you said something so important. You start talking about mental health. Okay, that is so key. And it was, I mean, both of you guys said so many great things. But when you hit on mental health and the price of success, what it comes with, so oftentimes everyone wants success, but they don't understand the sacrifices along the way. And that mental health is so important in any area that you do while you are handling business, whether it's in school, your personal life, in your career life, making sure that you're sound at mind and you have true peace, love, and joy from the inside. I like that you guys have a great team. I like that you're shouting out to your team, that though we're spotlighting, me and my brother, it's really a whole group of us that make this thing happen. We have family, we have a great team, we have friends that love us and really help us. And I just think it's so great when I see a brother and sister come together like this. When one person can't make it, if one person needs some extra strength, you guys can call on each other. And like you said, during that COVID time, that right there was a very hard time. And during the COVID was also very high in the political area. Like you're right, it was the Black Lives Matter. So many aspects were going on all at the same time. But I love how you guys always lean together. The core of what I see when I hear Rhodes and Rhodes production is family and it's love, it's authenticity, it's true love and being there. It's always understanding that we do this for other people, but we always must make sure that we remain humble and that we know that it's not a single person. This right here, all the success is because we're working together. Mm-hmm. So I just get really, really excited. And I'm telling you, when I see you guys and I see all success, and when I see that you guys are in school on top of it, you guys truly are role models. Whether it kind of comes with the territory, whether you sign up for it or not, you may say, well, I just signed up to be the musician or the director or the set designer. But when you do great things, this is one of those things that come with it. People look up to you. And so I believe it was, DJ, I was listening to you and you were saying that, yeah, all the business side. Yeah, because we love what we do and our passion, but I got to do the school and just the balance. But you guys have been doing it so well, just so eloquently. And from Thibodaux to New Orleans, that commute and just doing it, whether it's every day or every other day, I'm just saying that you guys do it so well. I love to see young adults can handle their business academically and in their passion. That right there is just such a great message of sending out to the whole community, the young, the mature, to everyone. I'm just saying that you guys are role models for all ages.
Thank you.
With Rhodes and Rhodes Productions, that I know it's only been 4 years, but what are some of the short-term goals now and then the long-term goals that you have?
So I would say some of our short-term goals, like you mentioned earlier, we are very big on community development. And so I think some of the short-term goals I know me and DJ have discussed is just making sure that there's a safe space for people in the community, especially now, especially today. There's so many people who have been, I guess, put out in the world. And we want to make sure that they have a space where they feel loved, they feel seen, they feel encouraged. And it's funny that you said a few minutes ago, like whether you signed up for it or not, but I think that's exactly what we were aiming for, is to be able to be a role model to young people who are like us. I know for me, being a Black woman, being a plus size woman, all those things, finding a space for myself in theater was hard for me growing up. So in turn, we decided, we would create one for all those people who
Yes.
have those kind of things. And we have things that we do with our, especially our younger ones and our older ones as well, where we're constantly reinstilling in them, like, support yourself, be proud of yourself, be happy for yourself. And I can just see that short term individual growth is my plan. Watching all these people who have come, who have become a part of our company, just grow. We do this thing where it's like every time we're ending a rehearsal, we tell everybody, pat yourself on the back, tell yourself good job. Now pat your neighbor on the back, tell them good job. And then we give a clap for everybody. So it's like
Yes.
constantly
Yeah.
instilling, like, tell yourself that you did great first. And then you tell your friend you did great. And then you tell everybody, because in this space, everybody's just as important. And so long term, I guess the goal is just to expand that. I would really like to see more development for the arts in the country, honestly. I would like to see more performing arts schools in areas like Thibodeau. We have so much talent in Thibodeau, but we have so many children who do not have access to that because they can't afford it. They can't, pay the fees that are usually associated with a lot of productions, which is why the productions that we do are free. Anybody can be a part of it. You can come, and it doesn't matter who you are or what your background is. But long term, I would like to create more scholarships, more minority based scholarships, and things like that for people to be able to go to these schools. I want to see us expand Roads and Roads to a much bigger company. I also know one thing we have always talked about, starting our own performing arts school in a smaller town areas like Thibodeau, where kids can go and it doesn't matter what their financial backing is or anything. They can be a part of the arts. They can learn to start their own businesses and to perform or direct or choreograph or whatever, just all of the opportunities that we had that we know a lot of kids do not get the opportunity to have.
Yes. That right there, that's just so well said. And I love the short-term goals of, just individual growth. Okay. That right there is just so important because where there's individual growth, if everyone grows individually, when we come collectively, then we'll be much increase. And I love what you guys are going with the long-term goals and the idea of bringing the performing arts a possible school and just other endeavors for the small communities. That right there, I just think is amazing. Me growing up in small town in Monroe, I could only dream to have some of the things that people had in the larger cities. So just to see that you guys are giving back so much to the community, I just truly love. And I think it's so important. I like what you said about creating a space so everyone can have a safe space. I think that in the climate of this world today, it's so important that we make sure that everyone has a space. There's so many things going on right now with our youth, and it's from suicide, it's from just so many different things because some people feel like they're not heard, that they're not being listened to, that they're not good enough, or they don't have a place where they belong. And when I see young people and I see all these talents and how you guys are just open doors and doing things, and I'm like, oh, some people thought that you have to be like older people to own a production company. And I said, these are two young African American male and female who did. That's why I say that you guys are really, really setting a standard and giving younger people a vision that, hey, I can do that too. So I really salute you guys. We really salute you guys. It is an honor and a privilege to spotlight you guys, even though it's African American month and we're really in giving back to the culture. But when we see young people, when we see the young African Americans doing great things, we definitely want to spotlight you. We definitely want to give you guys all flowers because we want to help support you guys in whatever you guys want to do. I want to ask you guys one last question. What advice would you give to the young Black girl, young Black boy watching this, and they see you guys on stage, they see the different Tyler Perry, they see Oprah Winfrey, they see all of the different directors of color, but they are someone that they can't grasp because they're probably, well, Tyler Perry's from Louisiana, but for a lot of people who are from the bigger cities or they're already like from New York or from Hollywood, what would you say for the people that's right here local that will need some encouragement?
Um, that's a very good question. What I would say is that everything takes time. You know, if you want something to be done correctly, put in the work and put in the time. And things start off small. You know, like I said before, when Lauren and I started this company, it started with an idea. You know, just sitting and we decided that we were going to do something. And then we got together and put that thing into effect. And we did start off small. Our first show was the Putnam County Spelling Bee. The show had, I think, 6 characters in it. We did it at Freeman's, downtown Thibodeau, really small space. And, you know, we did the best that we could with what we had, you know, and as we go, as we reach out, we were able to expand that way. But it all starts with an idea. It all starts with a dream. And if it's something that you really want, something that you're really passionate about, go for it. Go for it. I think I learned that in college as well, that you know, living in your passion is the beauty of life. You know, I always told Lauren all the time that I would do this for free, you know. So, you know, being able to make a living out of it is just icing on the cake. So follow your passion, work hard, and remember that everything starts with an idea, and it takes time. It takes time, but you will get there. You will get there.
That right there is just really, really encouraging. Sometimes people, when people get to know you, and when I say get to know you, I mean when they hear your name and when they see you, a lot of times they didn't see the small beginnings. They just see where you are now and they think that it happens overnight. And so when they're not there, they may get discouraged. So hearing that you say, well, we started with a smaller cast, we started in a smaller venue, and we kept working at it, and we were patient and we worked, and in time it grew. That right there is really, really encouraging.
And I think that's the beauty of it because of the fact that, you know, you're saying this of like the way you see it, but, you know, Lauren and I look at it and we're like, oh, we have so much room for expansion. We're ready for the next thing. We have so much room to grow. So I think that's a very humbling experience. And I think that's the beauty of it, that, you know, as you progress in whatever business that you decide to go in, that there is always room to do more, and that there are people around that do appreciate what you decide to do. So I think that's the beauty of it in and of itself.
Yeah. I would also say that one thing for sure that I would say to anybody who's young and just trying to figure it out is give yourself room to grow, give yourself space to learn. You're not going to know everything right away. And it's like I tell my cast all the time, and like me and DJ say all the time, failure is not a ruin, it's a reset. You know? So when you fail at something, that doesn't mean that that's the end of it. Failure is not, it's a casualty of life. You know, it's just something that happens. And I think too often when people, they mess up at something or they're not perfect at it to start, then they figure, well, this is just not what it's supposed to be. When really, instead of thinking of it as, okay, well, this is something that's ruined my dream that failed at, it's like, okay, here I was not successful in this moment. So let's reset. Let's start back from the last moment that I was doing well. I was successful in it. Start from there and go to another realm, rebuild, try another avenue, relook at it, because it's going to happen. No matter what, you are going to run into a time where things are not going perfectly or they're not going exactly as you had hoped. And that's okay. We are young. Give yourself space to learn and to realize that you don't know everything and to make mistakes. I also would say, especially to a lot of younger business people today, trust the people around you. I know that that can be hard sometimes in today's society. And we have this very, hustler mindset where it's like, I got to get it on my own. I got to get it on my own. But really, if you really search for people who support you, whether it be one person or a small group of people, and you're able to expand that, you know, having people who are there to just pick you up, even if they know nothing about what your business is, but they're just there to uplift you and to push you on. That is such an important thing. And finding a mentor, somebody who is doing what you are doing and they are a little bit ahead of you, somebody who can give you, like, oh, hey, look, I fell in that trap too. Let me tell you how I got out of it. And you learned to do the same thing. And then you were able to teach that on to another person is also so important, because I know that still to this day, I call my old director up all the time. I'm like, hey, I'm having a problem. Me and DJ are stuck deciding what we could do for this set. What would you do here? Hey, I'm trying to get in touch with these people about licensing, and I have no idea even how to ask this question. Like, what would you do? And like, just having people that you can go to and ask questions, and not feeling like, oh, if I don't know the answer to everything, or if I don't do it perfectly the first time, then that means that this wasn't for me. Everything's a learning experience and a growing experience. And you could be very great at something and still have a whole lot to learn about it. Like,
Mhm.
they're still learning constantly how to be better directors, better producers. If I look now at the videos of choreography from the last show we did as opposed to the very first show I ever choreographed, and I'm just like, wow, like, look at the difference between my creative mind and how much that has grown. And that's come from me also reaching out to other people, other dancers, other choreographers, and asking them, hey, can you help me with this? It's just making sure that you're open to not knowing it all, and realizing that that's okay. Like, you'll learn and you'll grow, and you'll always be learning and growing. Like, it's a constant thing.
Yeah. And lastly, I would say, and I know Lauren will agree to this, especially talking to that young black girl or that young black boy, is to just love and embrace your blackness. Lauren and I, we're constantly wearing our shirts and our hats and all these different things about black excellence. We're constantly talking about black excellence, and we flaunt it. Our business is about inclusion, but we flaunt our blackness like with pride. And like I said, we both go to the illustrious Dillard University, our HBCU, our beautiful HBCU, and we flaunt those things. Or even in the
Choose,
business.
use.
Yes, absolutely. Or even in the business, being able to do a performance like The Color Purple, which has never been done in our area before, which shows black excellence.
Wow. Yes.
Hairspray, which shows black excellence. Once on This Island, that shows black excellence. Even down to our last show that we just did, Dreamgirls, which just shows black excellence. I
Yes.
just want, and I know Lauren can attest to this, just to be able to um, show that being black is a beautiful thing in any aspect of the art. Embrace your blackness and enjoy your blackness and flaunt your blackness, because black is always, has always been, and always will be beautiful. So,
Yes. Yes. DJ, let me tell you, oh my goodness, that was so much good stuff. That was so much good stuff from when you guys talked about how pretty much you guys said failure is a key to success. It does not mean that you can't do it. it's just a time that you can say, okay, let's rethink this. What have I learned from this? And I really like how you guys make sure that you guys put that in, that mistakes will be made. It's okay not to know something. Trust the people around you. And I was listening to you, I'm like, those are all great tips. Those are all great things that people need to know, because so early people can get discouraged if they do have a failure. They'll think, oh, well, maybe I can't do it. So you guys, I mean, you guys, full transparency is just amazing. And DJ, when you're talking about the Black excellence and the beauty of being Black, and you say you flaunt it, and I just think that right there is so powerful in itself. And you're right. Young Black girls, young Black boys, they need to hear that. They need to see that we are proud to be Black. They need to see that we are talented, we're gifted, we can do it all. We have so many great things that we can give, and we should not be ashamed. And it's from our hair, from all of our attributes that make us Black. It's a beautiful thing. And I love just listening to you talk. I could just hear the spirit in your voice. I hear the conviction that I flaunt it. And I'm like, yes, that should be a t-shirt. So I love it. I love it. And I embrace the HBCU. I totally embrace it. I am just pleased to be able to have this sit down and talk with you guys. Listening to these pearls that you guys are able to give have just been tremendous. And I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing with us. It has been an honor for Community Action Network to spotlight you guys, young, Black, talented. I thank you for making such an impact and making such a great influence on the culture. And as Embracing the Arts, one of the program targets that Community Action Network does, we just want to say thank you again for being with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. Thank you.